Hey good people, welcome to the channel. I'm Musically Malnourished and you're on my journey to go deep and wide in discovering new music and artists. I hope you're ready to listen to some good music, maybe explore and uncover an artist you haven't heard, or maybe a song you just haven't heard in a while. This is Mixtape Volume 2. A mixtape are songs curated by you, the community, through donations. And so I'll be shouting out each person that donated for one of these songs as I introduce the song. But as always, we're going to give each song a listen. I'm going to make a few comments along the way, but I'll be keeping notes in my handy dandy notebook here. That way we can talk about each song afterward and see what we can uncover. First off, we are starting with The Rainmaker by Action Bronson and Statik Selektah. Never heard of them before, so I don't even know what genre this is, so it should be fun to check out. This one is brought to us by Academic Genius 662, spelt a whole bunch of funky ways. Thank you, Academic Genius, for this one. Let's get in, give it a listen. All right, there was an error. That's cool. Let's give it a refresh, see if it'll pop back up for us.
Are you ready?
Okay, hold on. Maybe let's throw it in this mode. I don't know, there's something going on with the lyrics. All right, let's run it back.
Are you ready?
Changing my life, man. As I sit here and smoke this drugs to the neck, I just be pondering on that shit, man. Expands the mind. Yeah. I free my mind, wanna travel in time to a place where the world moves slowly. I'm feeling lonely, no one to hold me, no one to console me. My drug use out of control. I hit the road, leaving behind all the memories of yore. Not a drinking, but it had me sipping Hennessy for sure. My daily thoughts of what's the penalty for raw, when I should be making money singing records on the tour. But I'm stuck in a room living with mommy, telling not to scream so loud, serving salami. I won't stop till I'm laying in Ferrari, long removed from the days of playing Sega and Atari. Failure's not an option, success is imminent. Not trying to have my baby raised up in a tenement. Take a hit of haze, the vision right in front of you. Hard work till I'm set like the sun to do. This green plan has invested my mind. Over years I've invested my time, not to mention paper. Now I'm looking for a comeback.
I love these old school street sounding flows, man.
Rainmaker, green plan has invested my mind. Over years I've invested my time, not to mention paper. Now I'm looking for a comeback, a game breaker. Stomp the ground, do a dance, the Rainmaker.
If you're not satisfied with the things that I do, don't let someone else tell me. I'd rather hear it.
Love the chopping.
From you, just wanna hear it one time. So now I'm smoking and I'm stuck in the days. Hear the music of the waves, silent stuck in the cave. Searching for daylight, I promise that I'll change before I see the grave. Never that, fingers crossed. Every day it seems I'm talking to the wall more. Hallucinations bugging, digging up the floorboards. Set me free to a life without anxiety. Every day I'm moving further from sobriety. No one helped me when my life was in a spiral. Now I'm something like a pyro, I'm on fire. Low attire, choking victims with a short wire. Situations for the money cause the dough dire. Kids are hungry and they need an education, but mommy needs a leather jacket, 47 bracelets. Facelift, don't forget about the basics. Don't ever trust the fake. Understand me, this green plan has invested my mind. Over years I've invested.
I love this one sax where they do.
Now I'm looking for a game breaker. Stomp the ground, do a dance, the Rainmaker. Green plan has invested my mind. Over years I've invested my time, not to mention paper. Now I'm looking for a comeback, a game breaker. Stomp the ground, do a dance, the Rainmaker.
Listen to it.
Bismillah.
Can we shout out this artwork too? Man, it's like gives me this strange response. It's very cool, kind of graffiti-esque, but it's also grotesque. Like it's a great looking steak, but some reason it gives me this like weird feeling. And I don't know what this, it's almost like an orange or the sun or something that's kind of like biting into it. Then you got this whole lower jaw that's all gnarled, and then there's like a person in the back there. You can see their nose and their mouth up at the top. Really cool style. Yeah, if you've been around the channel for any length of time, you know that like that kind of old school feel, old school flow is something I really enjoy. This actually comes from, let me see if I can find when this came out. So 2011. But I don't know, man, there's just something about that flow and that feel that like hits me. And we'll get into kind of what it's talking about. It has this like classy feel to it with the saxophone and some other things, but it also has a little bit electronic feel to it. Even the chopping of the sample. I mentioned several times that saxophone. It's like real smooth, and then it has this that was just a really great addition to it. And I love when artists think in that way or producers think in that way. Because again, you could just have another sax line kind of carry it out, but to create some variation and especially for me as a person that like hears those things, I absolutely love those decisions that are like, let's just shake it up a little bit here. Just on the tail end of it, let's do something different that breaks it up and adds a little more flair. I always love those decisions. Okay, so it looks like this was I don't know if the whole album is a collab. There's not a lot of information here, but it does say off the Action Bronson and Statik Selektah collab, well done. So I am assuming probably two separate artists that came together for this collaboration album back in 2011. Need some love on this page here, man. Let's look through some of the lyrics though. So changing my life, man, as I sit here and smoke this drug to the neck, just be pondering on that, expands the mind. I free my mind, want to travel in time to a place where the world moves slowly. I'm feeling lonely. No one to hold me, no one to console me. My drug use out of control, I hit the road. Leaving behind all the memories of yore, not of drinking, but it had me sipping Hennessy for sure. My daily thoughts are what's the penalty of raw when I should be making money singing records on a tour. I wonder the penalty of raw, and these lyrics also could not be correct, so I apologize if any of them aren't, because obviously this listing is kind of doesn't have the love it probably needs. But I wonder if the idea, the penalty of raw, of probably just being a raw person, whether that's in your lyricism or making the music you want to make. But we all know sometimes the most deserving artists don't often or always get the deserved attention. And so maybe speaking about that, of just this being raw and kind of having a penalty for it. But it could also relate to drug use and drinking. When I should be making money singing records on tour, but I'm stuck in a room living with mommy, telling girls not to scream so loud. So, oh my gosh, I didn't even hear this. Ridiculous. I won't stop until I'm laying in Ferrari. Long removed from the days of playing Sega and Atari. Shout out Sega. Sega! I didn't have an Atari, but I had a Sega Genesis. Failure's not an option. Success is imminent. Not trying to have my baby raised up in the tenement. What is a tenement? I feel like I've heard this word recently. I'm assuming it's some sort of housing. So a tenement is a large, older apartment building, typically located in a poor, densely populated urban area divided into small flats. Historically, the term refers to crowded, low-cost urban housing, but legally it broadly means any permanent property, land, or building held for residence. So yeah, I mean, I guess in a sense, kind of like an apartment, but more in like an urban area. Which I wonder, what are the, aren't there like some famous, it's not Skid Row, is it? There's kind of that, in a lot of movies and things, there's this like famous type of housing that's like that, a large apartment type urban housing area. Take a hit of haze, the vision right in front of you, hard work till I'm set like the sun'll do. So obviously it's this idea of maybe reflecting on where he had been and where he's planning on going. This green plant has infested my mind, which the whole thing is obviously I think, an exercise or a thought on like after getting high and being in his thoughts about certain things. Over years, I've invested my time, not to mention paper, which I'm assuming not only in rolling joints, but also paying. Now I'm looking for a comeback, a game breaker, stomp the ground, do a dance, the Rainmaker. This is cool. Obviously invoking the idea of like a Native American rain dance, trying to kind of manifest a future for yourself, the Rainmaker making money rain down. So now I'm smoking, I'm stuck in a daze, hear the music of the waves, silent stuck in a cave. Searching for daylight, I promise that'll change. So this feeling of like being stuck in life, but wanting to succeed. Before I see the grave, never that, fingers crossed, so hoping for it. Or no, maybe he's saying never that, fingers crossed. Like, it's not about, oh, maybe this will work. Maybe in him saying never that, fingers crossed. Or it could just be a fingers crossed that like he doesn't see the grave. I do like the idea too of almost like it's not really me being like, oh, but just that I'm working and I know the way that I'm working, the direction I'm headed, the talent that I have, this is going to be a reality. Every day it seems like I'm talking to the wall more. Hallucinations bugging, digging up the floorboards. I loved that line. Set me free to a life without anxiety. Every day I'm moving further from sobriety. No one helped me when my life was in spiral. Now I'm something like a pyro. I'm on fire. Low attire, choking victims with a short wire. I like this whole section too. Such situations for the money cause the dough dire. Kids are hungry, they need an education, but mommy needs a leather jacket, 47 bracelets, facelift, don't forget about the basics. Don't ever trust a fake person, understand me? Gosh, that's wild. Wow. Let me get a look at these guys. So this is Action Bronson. Ariane Arslani, better known by his stage name Action Bronson, a rapper from Queens known for his hedonistic lyrics, food references, comically boastful persona, quick temper, and live stage antics that include wrestling moves like body slamming members of the audience. His name comes from a combination of his graffiti tag name, Action, and actor Charles Bronson. He's also known as Bam Bam and Bronsolino. After attending culinary school and becoming a well-known fire chef in New York, Bronson decided to focus on his rap career instead after breaking his leg in early 2011, left unable to work for months. I was arguing with the mother of my children. It was her birthday and I was cooking for my kids who were with me at work. I go to carry their food out and I just slip. Crack. My life changed from that day on. Oh, that's crazy. He released a solo album, a collab album, and 2 mixtapes before Eminem's manager, Paul Rosenberg, took him on as a client and got him signed to Vice Records. Wow. So it seems to be doing really well. And then let's check out Statik Selektah. Kind of look like the same guy. Just playing. Statik Selektah is one of hip-hop's finest producers, bringing a classic sound full of scratches and soul straight from the streets of Boston. Establishing his own spot among the ranks of East Coast hip-hop's seminal figures, DJ-producer Statik Selektah utilized his turntable skills and ingenuity in PR and promotions to break some of the region's most promising artists. Bearing his own influence on the national mixtape circuit, born 1982 in Massachusetts, he was exposed to production equipment at a very early age, tinkering with his parents' 8-track machine, cassette recorders, turntables. I love the story of a lot of these producers, man, that it's their parents bought them something, or, you know, it might have been like a big brother had a piano or whatever it might be, and they just start tooling around on it and obviously fall in love and have a gifting for it. So, very cool. All right. Next up, we have That Lady, parts 1 and 2 from the Isley Brothers. I feel like I recognize the name, the Isley Brothers, but I don't think I've ever heard anything from them. This is from the album 3+3, and it is brought to us by Handling Too Much. Let's check this one out. All right, we got our lyrics back. But don't touch.
No, don't touch. Who's that lady? Who's that lady? Sexy lady. Beautiful lady. Real fine lady. I would dance upon a string, any gift she'd wanna bring. I would give her anything if she would just do.
That effect on the guitar is really interesting. Dude, I love a funky guitar. That was my favorite thing in the Daft Punk Random Access Memories album. Is it just an instrumental from here on out? That sound is probably so progressive for this time. When is this? Is this the 80s? I need to see a live version of this. Shout out to the person on the, what do you call it? Not acoustics, but the person that's got usually like, sounds like the bongos around them. A lot of times they'll have chimes, all kinds, shakers. Percussion. All right, my funky brothers, the Isley brothers. Let's take a look here. Okay, a little bit further back. I said 80s. I was like, probably should have gone farther back than that. This is from 1973. Obviously pretty self-explanatory in what the song's about. Looks like there's a video here of Ron Isley breaking down the song. Let's see what it says down here. I tend not to do these things on YouTube just because they can easily jeopardize the video. So the Isley brothers said That Lady track was funky, danceable, it had a lot of rhythm to it, and then I plugged into the lead, and when I hit the very first note, the song went from like black and white to 3D Technicolor. I can totally see that. It turned into something that none of us, quite frankly, could have imagined or expected. And I played everywhere. And after I finished, I was yelling and the engineers were going nuts. Everybody else was kind of mummified. My oldest brother, Kelly, looked at me through the studio glass like he didn't blink for 45 minutes. Then yells, and it was like, Ernie, you're gonna have to do another take because you gotta make room for the vocals. So I was kind of ticked off and did a second take. The second take is what's on the record, but the first take was better. I love that, dude. I guess he was just going ham. I wonder if that's what part 2 is. If part 2 is just like his first take. Let me know in the comments if you know. All right. Next up, excuse me, we have You from Don Toliver featuring Travis Scott from the album Life of a Don in 2021. And this one is brought to us by, sorry, I got something in my throat, Kojo_JPG or JPEG. Okay, let's get into it. I'm gonna die over here.
It's crazy.
You couldn't get any better, baby. Your lips taste like candy, can you tell?
Okay, so Don Toliver is a bit of a singer.
You're my favorite. Yeah. So ambitious. When I'm going, you waiting. Please don't, baby, think of it like a game with a defect. Yeah. You talk to me dirty, I'm talking back like a reflex.
Is it all singing? This like kind of R&B type feel?
Before I break about this place, take an A for levitate. A little brown skin hurricane, hey baby, bring the wave. TBA for the time and the space, lock the day. Know you like the coordinate, know it's good to see the hood in your face. Know you like to ride the wood, wanna see you do it like we in age. Body good, body great, below the waist, real estate.
With Travis, the H is Houston, right?
Wanna see you do it like we in age.
Please don't make me think of it like you can't make a defense. You talk to me dirty, I'm talking back like a reflex.
That's a good line.
Know you love to play games, but it ain't no recess. Around my turn, they know my name. I put it on easy.
I got Mike Dean on this. Oh, I love that. Oh. Now, I'm obviously not familiar with Don Toliver. I have listened to Rodeo from Travis Scott, and so I honestly was not expecting that coming in. I was really just even waiting for them to throw a verse in there somewhere, a rap verse. Really pleasantly surprised, man. There's just this very cool, almost like a mafia-esque Godfather type vibe to it. At the same time as this kind of romantic R&B type feel. The electric guitar there at the end, that was, get you one of these. Little millennial stank face. I own it. I am officially Unk. But really cool feel on that. Let's take a look here. You is the 14th track on Don Toliver's sophomore studio album. Don adopts a dreamy and psychedelic progression, complemented perfectly by fellow Jack Boys member, common collaborator, and mentor Travis Scott. Don references various themes within the track, including Don's and Travis's views on romance and relationship in particular. Okay, and they've worked with each other before. Yeah, this one line, excuse me, oh, okay. I get it now. So please don't make me think of it like it came with a defect. You talk to me dirty, I'm talking back like a reflex. When I first heard that line, I thought it was like in a negative connotation. Like when somebody says something angry towards you or sarcastic or a little hurtful. We kind of have this reflex a lot of times to get defensive and respond backward. It's one of the things I get so annoyed about myself. I am not easily angered whatsoever. By the grace of God, it's something I worked on really hard for, 20 years, is just being very slow to anger. James actually says, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, because the anger of God doesn't produce the righteousness, or the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. And so I've always thought of like my temper being this, not necessarily, what's the thing? Not a wick, but like on a fuse on dynamite. That the goal is, I don't want to get older and my fuse gets shorter and I'm just this like crotchety old angry man. I want it to get longer and longer and longer so that it takes more to get me angry, more to really get on my nerves, more to put me in a defensive stance. But it's annoying. It annoys me so much at times, you know, because, and not to put any shade on my wife, but like if she says something that I even maybe just take the wrong way, a lot of times I can just get on the defense, and I really wish that wasn't me. So I thought that's kind of what he was talking about, is like when somebody does something to you, you talk back like a reflex. But no, it's you talking to me dirty, I'm talking back like a reflex. So that might actually help the relationship. Yeah, really cool song from them, man. I was pleasantly surprised, and they both, you know, have good voices. I know they're leaning heavily on some of the auto-tune and things there, but auto-tune isn't a miracle worker. You can still hear when somebody has the ability to sing or carry a tune or pitch and things like that. So great job on those gentlemen. Okay, next up, this should be a fun change up. This is Over and Over and Over from Jack White and the album Boarding House Reach. The only thing I've ever listened to from Jack White is, and it's the White Stripes, the Seven Nation Army. That's what it's called. So this should be fun. This one comes to us from Frankly J. Let's check it out. All right, dude, yeah.
That's just a vain dreamer, my favorite line femur, all the way to the world, over and over. I think therefore I die, anxiety and I, rolling down a mountain, over and over. My shoulder holds the weight of the world. Yeah, the wind is blowing, volcanoes blowing, my lungs are blowing over and over. Who could not win the mistress? Who's the maid with no sign of a grave? Over and over, over and over. Hollow body, wine belly buffetti, move like a shot of Pacini. Over and over. The rock and roller, the young and older, rolling back to the stroller. Over and over. And although you warned me, the gods have all scorned me now. The wind is blowing,
There's another sick bass line.
my lungs are blowing over and over. Who could not win the mistress? Who's the maid with no sign of a grave? Over and over, over and over.
Jack has such a cool, like, rock voice. Even how he can manipulate it a little.
Only telling 'cause you're asking, and I'm a glutton for the tasking. And the lovers all drowning, and they're never gonna find them, 'cause the eagle's gonna blind them. Over and over. Yeah. My shovel on the boulder holds the weight of the world. Oh, the wind is blowing, the volcanoes blowing, my lungs are blowing over and over. Who could not win the mistress? Who's the maid with no sign of a grave? Over and over.
Dude, how many instruments and sounds are we going to build in here?
My shoulder holds the weight of the world. Over and over. The Sisyphean dreamer, my favorite line femur, hold the weight of the world. Over and over. I think therefore I die, anxiety and I, rolling
Do you want to be featured on our next mixtape video? Well, I have an opportunity for you. If you visit musicallymalnourished.com and either click the button that says request a reaction or scroll down to the mixtape section, you can submit a song for our next mixtape video. Once we reach 10 songs, I'll film the next mixtape video just like the one you're watching here and give you the credit for those songs. So I can't wait to see what you guys submit. Thanks for your help supporting the channel. All right, dude. Okay, so the two songs that I've heard Jack White on, killer bass lines, it seems to have a real great ability to write very catchy melodies. There were a lot of elements in there. I don't know so much that I love the operatic kind of backing vocals, the ones that came in the over and over. It's not even that like that's the direction they went that I mind. I don't know why. It's just that the vocal performance felt kind of weak or underwhelming and almost like who's the guy? Tim Burton. I don't know. It gives me this Tim Burton-esque type feeling. So I almost feel if they were like bigger, more prominent for me personally, but maybe it's meant to kind of feel in that same darkish type vibe. I get the feeling that Jack, in the space of rock and roll, is probably a very experimental force. Again, not being very familiar with them or even their impact. I do know, what was it that, was he inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or something like that? I know 21 Pilots did a cover at an award show of Seven Nation Army that I believe was featuring some award or something that Jack was receiving. So I feel like he probably has this connection as far as kind of pushing those sounds forward in experimentation. So I'm looking forward in the future to getting to more of Jack and to more of the White Stripes. This says, Over and Over was released as a single from Jack White's third studio album, Boarding House Reach. The song was preceded by the singles Connected by Love, Corporation, and Respect Commander. In an interview, White revealed he initially had tried recording the song for a project with Jay-Z. Of the song, White said, "It was sort of my white whale. I chased it and chased it," speaking of Moby Dick and Ahab. "I chased it and chased it, and finally, all of a sudden, it worked." Jack White has done it again, loving all these bongo breaks. I noticed the concept of the track's music video is quite similar to that of the video for Childish Gambino's Sweatpants from 2014. The camera repeats the same movement over and over with something changing each time. Plus the artist is multiplied toward the end. That's cool. Over and over. Let's get up and look at a few of these things. The Sisyphean Dreamer, which obviously was Sisyphus. Throughout the song, Jack references Sisyphus, a king from Greek mythology, as punishment for his evil deeds, showing no hospitality to guests and travelers, seducing his niece, seeing himself as on the same level as the gods, and more. He was destined to roll a large stone up a hill forever. Jack relates himself to Sisyphus in the fact his dreams that represent the large stone demand a large amount of effort, yet are futile and he will never attain them. Jack's boulder may also represent his anxiety. Then my fibula and femur hold the weight of the world. In these lines, Jack seems to conflate Sisyphus and Atlas. According to Greek mythology, the latter was a titan condemned by Zeus to hold up the heavens upon his shoulders after losing in the Titanomachy, the war between the Titans and the Olympians. Which the fibula, let's see here. Let's make sure we're on the same page. Okay, so the fibula is the calf bone. And your femur's the big leg bone, right? Femur, the longest, heaviest, strongest bone in the body. Okay, so obviously he's speaking about these areas of his legs holding up the weight of the world. I think so there's a lot, right? Because this, I think, therefore I am. It's a really brilliant song. In Discourse on the Method, René Descartes famously proposed cogito, ergo sum. I think, therefore, I am, as the one indubitable deduction that formally proves one's existence is not an illusion manufactured by a demonic deceiver. Jack proposes a revision of the Cartesian duality, which couples humanity's capacity for higher order thought with an awareness of morality, and which seems akin to Hamlet's equally famous suicidal meditation. And thus the negative hue of resolution is sicklied o'er by the pale cast of thought. I think, therefore I die. Wow, man. Anxiety and I rolling down a mountain, which is, I guess, why they're saying the Sisyphean section could relate to his anxiety. It's like pushing the anxiety up the hill and then it just rolls down. My shoulder holds the weight of the world. Yeah, the wind is blowing, volcanoes blowing, my lungs are blowing. Hesiod's description of some of the aftermath following the Titanomachy is similar to a volcanic eruption, lightning, boiling earth, etc. This could be a reference to the Minoan eruption. Who could not win the mistress, wooed the maid with no sign of a grave. So is this whole thing going to just be keep referencing these different kind of literary figures? So a line from Alexander Pope's An Essay on Criticism, Part 1. The generous critic fanned the poet's fire and taught the world with reason to admire. Then criticism, the muse's handmaid, proved to dress her charms and make her more beloved. But following wits from that intention strayed, who could not win the mistress, wooed the maid. Against the poets their own arms they turned, sure to hate most the men from whom they learned. Hollow body, wine belly, perfidy, move like Esada Frascini. Dude, this song. Esada Frascini is an Italian motors brand. I have never heard of this in my entire life. Known for the production of cars as well as trucks and engines for marine and aviation use. It's a common thing for Jack to mention a vintage car brand, as he is a vintage lover and collector, including a vintage guitar collection. That's cool. The rock and roller, the young and older, rolling back to the stroller. And although you warned me, the gods have all scorned me now, which he kind of ties in, to the opening lines, the Sisyphean. Man, really cool song. Makes me very interested in his other work. All right, really looking forward to this one because we did the Forever Story from Jid, and Jid has become, at least through the Forever Story, that's all I've heard from him. That's one of my favorite rap albums, period. I don't know. I resonate with Jid. I love his tone. I love the subject matter. I love the playfulness. The production's on point. So really interested in hearing more from him outside of that album. But in the meantime, we do have this song Glory from the album God Does Like Ugly. And this is brought to us from Jason Finney, maybe pronounced Jason with an E. Let's see what Jid has for us. And I can totally make out his silhouette there.
Look, early in the morning, got the sun in my eyes, giving glory to God, I'm alert and alive.
I love him, dude.
I've been working, I'm tired, but it's not gonna deter my assignment. At the Lord's service like I'm working a job. Black man shouted robbing people in car. Playing crime mob, he a child of the corn. Take him in the court and on the Bible he sworn. Take him in the church, you know your mom and them going to praise the king with the crown that's provided with thorns. Breaking rules, skipping school, pulling fire alarms. Got with a crew, made a truce and alliance was formed. Got a tool, start shooting, then the violence was born. The world spinning as you look into the eye of the storm. Pray for
how he says
and lock
storm.
arms and lock your car doors, he could trigger the alarm. Got caught one time and they left him with just a warning. Got baptized in cold water, it turned warm. He blacked out, don't act out, he ain't performing. The only path now is back to prison reform or well, you know the sad route. The key is getting to the game and then cash out. The buddy got the swerving in the lane and then crash out. It happens when you taking the fast route. But I be trying to understand the mind of when you're living in trauma, to find a way, a reminder, put it behind us. Mission was unaccomplished, it was tough, but in the rough we found diamonds. Category my life a comedy drama. Come with the comments, come with the sticks or the stones. Come with a red out, I'm wearing Como, they got stone. Better come with a headshot, better hit me, drop me, get me gone. Cause when daylight come, then you gon' wanna go home. Oh,
he's decked us out. Hasn't God decked you out? Hasn't he made you brand new? Brought you up out of the muck and the mire, turned you around and placed your feet on solid ground. He's decked you out. Can I get a witness?
Amen.
Nighttime, I can see the stars and moon, and the light shine down on the walls and wounds. No guts, no glory, no thugs, no goons, just us. My story, my life, my rules, my fight, my plight. When the light hit the jewels on my ice, my mood in the club off a lot of shots of Clase Azul. Hungover, doing $1 million meetings on Zoom. Let the speaker resume. Hey, yeah, we can hear you now. Go ahead, Victoria.
Hey guys, hey Jay. Just getting back from a meeting. The numbers are looking great, and we're about to get.
Look, odds against me.
Oh, switch up.
Even see the evil in my eyes. Vengeance is the Lord, so I leave it up to God. But if he don't move forward, I'ma get me mine. As you cleaning out your closet, I'ma empty mine. And if you tempt me, send 6 feet down. Take a drive, tell Exhibit, come and pimp me ride to make a switch. Anything that ain't gon' get me time.
Pimp My Ride, loved that show.
I'm in the wrong state of mind, which I am most of the time, but then I toe a thin line. Diamonds and gold shine, twinkle and glisten, so the symbol like Voltron and try and get your attention, but I give it to the most high. Millionaire, multi-talented, multitasking master, multifaceted, multi-functioning standard. 4-5 caliber, 4-5 passengers, no life matters when matter whatever, so meet the pastor. Open the Bible up and read a chapter. I'm trying to free the shackles. My brother back inside a cell, so I just said a prayer in the Garden of Eden, said he couldn't help but eat the apple. Even after all of this shit, I'm at the chapel and it's natural. I know my foundation build castles, even a statue. No limitation in a time capsule. I'm sending glory up to God to give it back to you. Casual.
Nothing in my wardrobe compares to what he's outfitted me with. Calvin Klein can't touch it. Gucci can't touch it. Louis Vuitton can't touch it. Armani can't touch it. I may not look much to you right now, but God sees me through Christ.
Wow.
And when he sees me, I look like $1 million. Can I get a witness in here, somebody?
Clothe yourselves with humility. Woo. I love Jid so much. Man, okay. That's what's really cool about that song too is it's one of the only, there's an interlude on the album, but other than that, it's the only song on the album with no explicit lyrics, which I'm sure was by design because of the message he's trying to share. I love coming across things like that, though. I'd have to listen to the song again or just look through the lyrics here in a second at the subject matter. But those are the songs that, for me, I get excited because I'm like, ooh, I can throw that into a playlist with my kids and, you know, let them hear a little bit of this. So, man, I don't know, dude. I like the subject matter in which Jid speaks about. His tone is similar, which Kendrick can do so many different voicings, but Kendrick a lot of times has that kind of, I don't even know, almost like a little bit of a higher pitch kind of tone. And at first I was like, oh man, I've never heard anything like that, but it has become my favorite. And then Jid has so many, like he breaks it up so many different ways in this track, his flow. So I don't know, man. Jid definitely You know, obviously it needs to continue to spend more time in the game. Let's take a look at him. He's done a lot though. So let's see. We got The Never Story in 2017, DiCaprio 2 2018, Spilligion, probably the most like religion, Spilligion 2020, The Forever Story 2022, God Does Like Ugly 2025. Looks like a live concert, so that'll be a cool thing to check out once we've, you know, watched whatever or listened to whatever songs are in that. You know, but he's still early in his career. I just feel like, man, if Jid continues on that trajectory, there is nothing stopping him from being like up there in, at least in my eyes, in the upper echelon. He already is, but I think in terms of just artists and stuff, like you need to let that play out 10, 15, 20 years. Like, let's see what you're able to do within that time period. But without a shadow of a doubt, he is one of my favorite to listen to right now. Let's go take a little bit of a look here. So Glory's the second track on God Does Like Ugly and goes over Jid's Christian upbringing and religious values as a struggling man in Atlanta. He juxtaposes this with his brother's life story, going from crime in Atlanta to his return to prison by the end of the song. Throughout the song, Jid describes how his life has changed radically, as symbolized by multimillionaire status, club visits, Zoom meetings with the label. These flexes are interwoven with mentions of his religious-based introspection, and the fate of his brother throughout the final verse. Glory was originally announced by a tweet by Jid himself explaining the song has choir to it. The choir we got on Glory is so amazing, Jid says. I will cry. Listen to the progression in the vocals when it drops. Please play it loud in your car. Don't hoe me. As explained in an interview with Complex News, the choir sampled in the song originally denied it due to profanity, which is why there is none now. Oh, I've heard that on several different accounts. Especially even going through Kanye's stuff. I know there were a few things that he wanted to use at times, and the stipulation from the artist. Especially, man, a lot of it is like older black women that just don't put up with that, and they're like, ain't no sense for that. And typically the answer is, yes, ma'am. All right, nah, this hit different. It's all over the screen. We're going spiritual with this one. Instrumental of the year, even. This is so fire. And amen. Got baptized in cold water. It turned warm. Oh, man, I cannot wait to keep moving forward with Jid, dude. All right. Next up. This is actually an album, I think, that got voted in on Patreon for July. Let me look real quick. Yes, okay, so Radiohead in Rainbows. Here, I can even let you see for a second. This is our July album voting, the final round. So the way this works on Patreon is everybody leading up to the next month. So in June, somewhere mid-June, I put up an open round where everybody that's a Patreon member throws in just albums that they want to see, and then we kind of just let them, people like them and all that, comment on them, and so then a bunch of them rise to the top. We take the top 8 albums with a mixture of genres, just because I try to keep it kind of a mix here on the channel. We take the top 8 and then we put them into a final poll, which is this, and actually 5 of these win for July because we have 5 Wednesdays in July. So these decide the albums we do each and every Wednesday. So you'll see in July, we've got Mac Miller Swimming was at the top, so that'll be in July. Joey Badass 1999, that'll be in July. So those are our 2 rap albums. Then it looks like we also got Tame Impala Currents, Radiohead in Rainbows, and it does look like My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade won out our 5th spot. So, that being said, we will be doing Radiohead in Rainbows in July. This song comes from that album, so a little teaser for us, I guess. And this is from Cameron Whittle 2233. Thank you for that one. Weird Fishes, Arpeggi from Radiohead in Rainbows. Let's check it out. Fun with this album for sure.
Why should I stay here? Why should I
I love the slow build.
follow where you lead? Your eyes, they tell me.
It sounds similar to maybe like a Coldplay song I feel like I've heard.
Tell me you're the phantom. I follow to the end of the earth. Yeah, everybody if they get the chance it's my chance. I get eaten by the worms and weird fish.
Okay, so it's Corpse.
Picked over by the worms and weird fishes.
Such a strange line for a song.
Weird fish.
It's Weird Fishes.
Weird fishes.
Man, what a beautiful soundscape. This got a little 21 Pilots flair on it too. I'm not saying they got it from 21 Pilots, I'm just saying there's a similarity. This section. We're gonna get this album on vinyl. The art's just so cool on it too. love his voice. Yes, I did just fall over. Wow. Hey, if you're enjoying this video and you want access to hundreds of hours of additional content from dozens of artists, then check out my Patreon. That's where we host music videos, live performances, exclusive live streams, behind the scenes content, documentaries, and you get the ability to help vote on the albums we listen to here on the channel. Patreon is the best way to support this channel, and you can get access to the entire library, past, present, and future for just $5. Join the amazing community that we're building over there, and I try to make it worth your time and your money. All right, let's get back into it. All right. Absolutely love that one. And again, like, the cover art is fairly simple, but it's just so interesting. Obviously, you got the colors of the rainbow on it. But also this, sorry to cut the music out there for a second. This, just the way it's done, it's like in dash rainbows, in rain dash bows, in rainbow dash S. I don't know. I wonder, you know, what's behind all the decisions there on the art. But I know I'm going to love that album when we get to it in July. Let's hop in here. So Weird Fish's Arpeggi brandishes new drums behind its drain circling arpeggios, but sounds every bit as massive and crescendoing as its live renditions suggested it might. Well, and it's a song that feels like it just keeps growing and growing and growing. An interview with The Quietus, Johnny Greenwood was asked, "Has your work as a composer changed your approach with Radiohead? I was at the Ether Festival when you performed Arpeggi as an orchestral arrangement, long before the release of In Rainbows, where Arpeggi was recorded with a conventional band arrangement." And Greenwood replied, "I'm still keen to approach a Radiohead song by going to orchestra first instead of orchestra last, as is traditional." That's interesting. Looks like a music video. It looks like a very strange music video. So somebody said, "Note how the music crescendos as the protagonist's hopes keep rising until the sudden unveiling of the reality of the scene where he's just been led to a trap. The full beat then returns by the time we get to the last part. Suggesting returning to the previous state after passing through another loop. To me, the way York sings this gives an impression of naivety, strengthening the image of a hapless, gullible fish." Somebody else said, "For me, it's about grief, lost love, uncatchable dreams, eternity, submission to death, and everything we can't understand as humans." Let's walk through this for a second. So in the deepest ocean, the bottom of the sea, your eyes, they turn to me. Why would I stay here? Why should I stay? I'd be crazy not to follow where you lead. Your eyes, they turn me into phantoms. I follow to the edge of the earth and fall off. Yet everybody leaves if they get the chance, and this is my chance. I get eaten by worms and weird fishes, picked over by the worms and weird fishes. Well, and it, you know, obviously it kind of paints this like literal type of picture, but obviously the imagery probably as well as just in life. This idea of getting eaten by worms, these weird fishes, maybe by these other people being taken advantage of. This says, listen to the way York sings this bit. It's quite obvious that this has happened to him and many a time before, so much now that he's accepted the conclusion to his illusion. There's a direct link between this bit and the previous bit, and the true driving force behind York's character action is hope. Hope that this time his seduction would be more than an illusion, and that it would be real, a real relationship. But again, he falls back into the depths, picked over by the worms and weird fishes. Everything that surrounds depression and failure. It's very sad the way he depicts it. Yeah, man. I think it's like an interesting tale on its own, but obviously has some deep imagery involved in it. So I'm really looking forward to getting to that project. Thank you for that submission. All right. Next, we are on to the song Find God by Kenny Mason from his album Bulldog. And this comes to us from Ethan Alexander 09. Not familiar with this artist at all, so this should be interesting. Beautiful guitar. Oh, what a great tone.
Hey operator, what's on my radar? Predict my weather, but can't stop the maker from rain operator.
It's featuring Dominic Fike, so I wonder if this is Dominic.
But can't stop the haters from. She said, do you see the state of the world? I do, I wish I was.
Maybe this is Kenny. We'll find out at the end.
But then she became a millionaire, and the world still hurts, and she hurts too. You grow up and forget all of the things that don't concern you. The gas going up, it costs almost as much as your perfume. A task force dropped that somebody shot, it was on the news, but you know the news. We don't even know if it's true. Somebody
this is fun, man.
Right, they was in the wrong, and somebody left from the right, cause they did them wrong.
This gives me hope that maybe I could rap.
I'm tuning in, and I flip the channel, and I watch another panel, then the radio was screaming, so I'm turning off the TV just to see what it was saying, and I called up the station.
It's a very like talk type of rapping. This does not give me hope that I could sing though. Love how they did parada like operator.
Can't stop the haters from. Low mouth 44, I lay in my bed. Praying that the devil don't lay in my bed. Praying that the devil don't play with my head. Praying I don't catch my break when I'm
certified 9 nigga. Drowning in nihilism. My denial is a wide river. My boy got fully automatics, I'ma slide with him. But if he say something problematic, would I side with him? You think me holding you accountable, side switching? If my opinion on it
He does his S's kind of like Jid, slide with him.
You can't acknowledge that the time's different. And shit you yapping about be scaring all the fine bitches. Goddamn, I don't think I'm a better person cause I side with them. I just be thinking about how I would feel if I was them. I think the proof on why they got us all divided is money at the root is usually what the truth is hiding in. Kids getting zooted, usually what the you confiding in. Overcoming pain, way different from surviving it. Giving love away, way different from providing it.
Wow.
Ways way different from me hiding, bitch. Anyway, I don't need an image to intimidate. I done seen the pussy in the people that you imitate. I'ma keep it pushing till they activate my inner hate. Why you fake surprise when you find out that a nigga fake? Why you put him on his character and question anyway? Why 140 carats? My budget anyway? Why I gotta play a character to try to get a play? Why I gotta put some carrots up to show I'm getting cake? Swear the world burning, I know God gon' flood it any day. When that day come, I hope my diamonds flooded anyway. People I can trust come a dime a dozen anyway. I don't keep in touch, then it's probably cause I feel away. When you looking at me, is you really seeing me? How the hell you judging who I am without you being me? I got a solution that'll unify you easily. Fuck the whole world, I hate all you niggas equal.
Just say how you feel. You just feel like that sometimes, you know? Yo, this is so cool. And a rap song that's got good bass line, lead guitar, simple drum, like traditional drums. This is awesome.
He's off the deep end, but no one believes him. Hey operator, what's on my radar? Predict my weather, but can't stop the maker.
Man, I really love that style. And that's one thing that I like about these mixtape type videos, because for me, you know, it exposes me to a lot of different artists in kind of a short period of time, which really piques my interest. And like, you know, because obviously our Patreon community helps decide Wednesday albums. And I do have a tier on Patreon. So the base tier is 5. The next tier up is 10. And for that was really just like if somebody wanted to support the channel at a greater level. And I was so thankful some people chose to do that, but I didn't offer anything additional. I started offering an additional opportunity that people in that tier, not only do they get to help vote on albums in the $5 tier, but they get a special additional kind of round of voting and things to decide on Monday albums. So Monday and Wednesday are led by Patreon. Friday, I always keep reserved for a rap album. But on the others, like Tuesdays, Thursdays, or other times I want to upload, getting to hear stuff like this is like, let me like maybe write some of these down, you know, just for me to kind of explore and hear some other artists. So that's why I love these videos as well. All right, let's get in here and check this out. First, I want to clarify who's singing, speaking. And it looks like Dominic has a pretty large part in this song. So that's him at the beginning, then in verse 1. And obviously I could hear the change up a lot. This is where I was like, okay, the way he's rapping makes me feel like maybe I could do that. And then you get into Kenny Mason, and I was like, okay, well, I can't do that. But this says, song by Kenny Mason featuring Dominic Fike, 14th track on Mason's album Bulldog. All right, no additional information here. Can't stop replaying this album. Best stuff I've ever heard. Nobody doing it like Kenny. See you at center stage. Another commenter said, genuinely deserve an apology for me sleeping this hard. Well, thank you for the apology too. I will receive it on behalf of Kenny. Okay. Let me look at these guys a little bit. So Kenny Mason. It's the lyrics are really cool too, man. Hey, operator. So this is Kenny Mason. Seems to be on tour right now. So Edwin Kenneth Green Jr., professionally known as Kenny Mason, American rapper, singer, songwriter, record producer, known for his distinctive sounds which consist of a fusion between grunge, hip-hop, and elements of shoegaze? What the heck is shoegaze? Alternative rock subgenre emerged in the UK in the late 80s, defined by heavy guitar effects like distortion, reverb, hazy ethereal soundscapes, indistinct vocals. Its name derives from musicians staring at their effects pedal on the floor while playing, rather than engaging with the audience. That's amazing. Okay, so looks like those kind of in this genre. Few foundational acts shaped the genre. My Bloody Valentine. I've heard of this band. Slow Dive, Sovlaki. I've never heard of them, and I've never heard of Ride. Man, my favorite thing in rap and hip hop are those very unconventional mixes. And so I feel like I would really love Kenny Mason stuff. Let's look here too at Dominic Fike. Dominic David Fike, also known as Dominic Fike, previously LSG or Dom, is an American singer, songwriter, rapper, producer hailing from Naples, Florida. What other stuff? Let's go take a look at Kenny Mason's discography here for a second. So, got, oh wow, first album drop, which I don't know, it could be a mixtape, but I'm just going to call it an album just because I don't know. Angelic Hood Rat, and then we got like a deluxe version. Roughs, 6, 9, Angel Eyes in 2024, and Bulldog in 2026. Interesting. All right. Thank you for putting me on to that one. I'm really excited about this next one. I have enjoyed Kid Cudi. I've only been able to hear Man on the Moon, the first one, and then obviously I've heard him in other songs, other collaborations, or featured. Primarily with... Have I primarily only heard him with Kanye? I feel like I've heard him with somebody else as well. But this is from his album Free. This is the song Stargazing from 2025. And this is brought to us by Mr. 2511 Iffy. So let's see what Kid Cudi has in store for us. All right, I'm on board.
If freedom was a car, then I would be in love. I've been choking on the words, I never say enough.
Love a little singing, Cudi.
I was in love.
He sounds great.
But it's never too late. Never too late, late. I could be there for you. Tell you I adore you. Midnight when we're cruising.
I'm cruising.
You to the moon, yeah. Baby, I'm stargazing. So when the lights go out and it all goes back to dust. Stargazing. So when the lights go out and it's only us.
Yeah, I love Kid Cudi.
You said you were out of luck, crying on the phone, yeah. Tell me what you really want. Tell me, are we on, yeah. Can never have enough. Complicated love, complicated us, yeah. We were in a rush, kissing in the tub. I could be there for you, tell you I
Oh, I love that melody, dude, and the way he sings that.
cruising, take you to the moon, yeah. Baby, I'm stargazing. So when the
It's
light
great seeing him lean into the singing.
goes back to dust, stargazing.
Okay, with the high notes.
The lights go out, it's only us. Love letters, I still send her, I still send her.
What a sweet song.
Love letters, I still send her, I still send her until forever.
Dude, I love that. I know it carries kind of a pop feel to it, but there's also a little this kind of like alt rock type feel. And I don't know if that's the best genre explanation. I'm not the best at that. But in many ways, it just takes me back to the music that I really enjoyed. It's wildly different than like The Offspring and Newfound Glory, but there is, to me, a little bit of like a punk thing sound in there, even though it's way more on like the pop side. How many things can I do here? I'm really curious now to move through his discography and see that kind of evolution, and if Free is a little bit more on the pop side. But dude, absolutely love it. I was already a fan of Cudi, but I love to see the experimentation. He has a song called Truman Show. Oh my gosh, I love that movie so much. Chorus gives me goosebumps. Kid Cudi kills any outro. Best song, one of the best songs of all time. Everything in this song is so perfect. Oh my God, didn't expect this level of eargasm from 2025 Cudi. Shout out to the Tyler, the Creator profile image there. Not much going on here in the about section on this song, nor many of the annotations. It's a pretty straightforward song, but always love to hear notes on the production side. Maybe we can see real quick. So as far as production, it's produced by Bo Knox, Zach S, Grades, and Kid Cudi. Love it. You guys let me know. Is that a sound that's within a lot of that album and what he's moving toward? All right, this should be a fun one. Not familiar with this whatsoever. This is Midnight in Harlem from the Tedeschi Trucks Band and their, looks like maybe 2011 album, Revelator. This is a lot of people. So I wonder if they're kind of big jam band, similar to maybe like Dave Matthews Band. Only one way to find out. This is brought to us by Fuzzy Dunlop. Big supporter of the channel. You'll see him in the comments section all the time. Let's get into it. Organ. Yeah, dude.
Well, I came to the city.
Okay.
I was running from pain. My heart was bleeding, and it hurt my bones to lay. Stayed in the city, no exception to the rules, to the rules. He was born to love me. I was raised to be his fool, Lord, his fool. Walk that line, torn apart. Gotta spend your whole life trying. Ride that train.
A lot of soul in this.
And free your heart. It's midnight up in Harlem.
Very dreamy. And the melody sounds really familiar.
I went down to the river.
Song like this, you always got to go down to the river.
They were old man's shoes. There were needles on the ground. No more mysteries, baby. No more secrets, no more clues.
Gotta love when somebody uses a guitar in a song as like another vocalist, essentially.
Stars are out there. You can almost see the moon. The streets are windy and the subway's closing down. Gonna carry this dream to the other side of town. Walk that line. gotta spend your whole life trying. Ride that train and free your heart. It's midnight up in Harlem.
What a talented guitarist. Wow. And you hear it very faint, like brass in the background. Next level. Brass is more at the forefront now. Wow, absolutely beautiful. Okay, yeah, it's kind of what I expected as far as, I mean, when you see a band that large, you know you're in for a treat. I'm really curious to see who this guitarist is. Not a lot of information here on the about side. Let's see what some of the comments say. This magnificent song is definitely my top 10 all-time favorites. Derek's slide work at the end of the song is off the charts. So Derek, if you ever have an opportunity to see this phenomenal band live, don't walk, run. I guarantee it will make a lasting impression. Peace and love to all. Heard this while eating lunch at Gino's East River North and it spoke to my soul. Wow. Not my typical genre of music, but a spade is a spade. Well said. I disagree with the meaning of the lyrics, but regardless, fantastic song. Let's look at him a little bit. When I came to the city, I was running from the past. My heart was bleeding, and it hurt my bones to laugh. Stayed in the city, no exception to the rules. To the rule, he was born to love me. I was raised to be his fool. So, seems like maybe running from a hurtful relationship that she feels like she was foolish for staying around, and she went to the city to try to get away from it. So the chorus, walk that line, torn apart, gotta spend your whole life trying, ride that train and free your heart. It's midnight up in Harlem. So maybe it's just the idea, I mean, obviously it speaks more, I think, just physically or literally riding a train, but this idea of being up late in Harlem, thinking and being in the city. So I went down to the river. I took a look around. There were old man's shoes. There were needles on the ground. Sounds like it speaks to a drug addiction. No more mysteries, baby. No more secrets. No more clues. The stars are out there. You can almost see the moon. It almost looks like maybe the idea of the moon and the stars being out there illuminating, like giving light to the night. So that's why there are no more mysteries. Let's see what this section says with the person added. This area is obviously home to a poor crowd of people. The fact the old man's shoes and needles were on the ground shows it's probably also a home to drug dealers, older people who can't afford to live in the lap of luxury after retirement. The singer is viewing this area as an impoverished place and from the perspective of an outsider. The bridge, the streets are windy, the subway's closing down. Gonna carry this dream to the other side of town. Interesting. Let me know your thoughts on it. Really beautiful song. All right. This next one's brought to us from Ethan Alexander 09. This is Denzel Curry's Walkin' from the album Melt My Eyes, See Your Future, which I know a lot of you, I've seen that in the comments a ton. So this will at least be kind of an introduction to this. It's the second track on the album. So let's see what Denzel Curry has in store.
Walking with my back to the sun, keep my head to the sky. Me against the world is me, myself, and I like daylight. Got in touch with my soul, trading softly on the path down the rockiest road. Life isn't ice cream without monopoly dough. The property grows in value, and rightfully so. I gotta have it. I see the way the people get treated is problematic. They ready to set us up for failure. It's systematic, but when I felt it, my eyes melted.
Oh, I love what they did to her voice there.
I never do my team green, make the team green like the Celtics. The ones that ain't making it overzealous, they show and tell us. Throughout history, earning cheddar, they form and break out nickel-plated chrome Berettas. The same old story in a whole different era. I'm watching massacres turn to running mascara. But anywho, for the pain, see what this Henny do. So we can see what lies beneath as we pull up a swig of truth. The sun sets as I sip a few. The sky turns a different hue, farther from the color blue. The nighttime has arrived. I recline for the evening.
Birds? Yeah, dude. A little atmospheric.
I started in a nightmare, so pinch me. I'm dreaming. I'm killing off my demons because my soul's worth redeeming.
Cool. Oh, this is interesting, man.
As I told my cigarette, which I don't even smoke. Walking on this dirty ass road. Clear a path as I keep on walking. Ain't no stopping in this dirty, filthy, rotten, nasty little world we call a home. They get blickies popping, ain't no option for my partners, so they resort to scams and robbing. Take away stress, we ganja copping, blow it all out, it's all forgotten. Keep on walking, ain't no stopping in this
great flow.
Rotten, nasty little world we call a home. They get blickies popping, ain't no option for my partners, so they resort to scams and robbing. Take away stress, we ganja copping, blow it all out, it's all forgotten. Walking with my back against the sun. I've been running all my life, that's way before my life begun. Since my birth and seconds on earth, I've been the first one to confront all of these cycles that get recycled, making it stifle.
Oh, cool.
So I'll forget it, but the minute details look so vivid. Went through a lot of shit in the last year. Then I said, fuck it, I'ma handle my business. I've been 180 to talk to one lady, she been regulating on how I feel. Describe it as raw and real. I'm dealing with all the ills. I'm tearing up like I'm on Dr. Phil. Ain't no use, you gotta walk. Ain't no use, you gotta walk. Who the fuck said stop the trap, bruh? Let a real nigga talk. I walk from the bitches, I walk from the friendship, I walk from some ditches.
Love when people break the fourth wall like that.
Shout the best and believe that I meant it. Sentence, run no sentence. Pray to God for repentance. Be the odds at all costs, so I won't share it with my infant.
Wow, that's good.
Watch my sins keep balling. I just gotta stay focused. I just gotta keep walking. Keep on walking, ain't no stopping in this dirty, filthy, rotten, nasty little world we call a home. They get blickies popping, ain't no option for my partners, so they resort to scams and robbing. Take away stress, we ganja copping, blow it all out, it's all forgotten. Keep on walking, ain't no stopping in this dirty, filthy, rotten, nasty little world we call a home. They get blickies popping, ain't no option for my partners, so they resort to scams and robbing. Take away stress, we ganja copping, blow it all out, it's all forgotten. This is a cell
Well, I can see why you guys want me to get to some Denzel Curry, especially Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. Man, at first, it was taking me a second to like settle into that whole thing. But then it settled in, it felt great. And then there was a point they kind of pulled it back and it had this dreamscape type sound to it and then brought it back in. Also, Denzel Curry, that's a showcase on flow, because it's almost interesting. Like, you know, I've tried to write some raps and things like that, but I think in this case, why it inspires me is it's almost just like write what you're thinking, write how you want to say it, write what you're wanting to communicate. And yeah, you might have to edit some things, but even in sections of that, like what he does is you can just figure out how to break it up. And he's got larger sections and shorter sections, and times he speeds up and times that he does run-ons, you know? So instead of just like a 4, he like goes on to an 8. And really, really inspiring just hearing that and seeing how he kind of fits all that in. Absolutely excellent. This says, Walkin, first single from Denzel Curry's 5th studio album, Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. On the track, Denzel discusses the struggles of walking through life, dealing with the oppressive forces of capitalism and demons that come across one's path in life. The track's instrumental, featuring skeletal instrumentation with female backing vocals, was teased in a more electronic form in the trailer. The track was premiered in 2022 as the cover of New Music Daily with Zane Lowe on Apple Music Radio. The track's music video, which shot in the surroundings of the Peruvian capital city Lima, released an hour after the song's premiere. I love the line too when he was essentially talking about passing things on to his infant and the idea of like wanting to make some changes, wanting to lead his child in a better way, which, you know, speaks to my heart. Obviously, I've been around the channel for any length of time. I'm 38, just had my 17-year wedding anniversary. I now have a 15-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 10-year-old. And so fatherhood is the best hood, but it's so meaningful to me and what I've tried to do with my life and lead my children in a better way than I went. And by God's grace, it's going really well so far. But just feeling that responsibility, I always love that in any tracks that center around the idea of fatherhood and carrying the responsibility of being a father, whether biological or you found yourself in a fatherly type place, whatever that looks like, or you just work with youth, carrying that responsibility and doing it well speaks to me. Some of the comments said, Denzel season is finally here. This sounds awesome. I love this sound. Incredible. Sounds like the intro to the album. If it is, we're off to a great start. Well, it's the second track. I don't know if the first one's maybe more of a speaking track, but even the idea that Melt My Eyes, I'm curious, obviously it fits into a bigger theme within the album. But he says basically stating, or this contributor says basically stating the whole concept of the track and album. Denzel's already seen more than enough, but all the chaos doesn't come to an end. Worldwide issues such as racism keep on prevailing over common sense and humanity, getting to the point of metaphorically melting his eyes, which was a theme lyrically in here too, right? This idea of seeing the world, clear paths to keep on walking, ain't no stopping in this dirty, filthy, rotten, nasty little world we call our home. And then this Kurosawa line, he's kind of the like legendary film director, right, for a lot of old samurai films? But I could be wrong. This pseudonym, Zel Kurosawa, is a reference to critically acclaimed Japanese film director Akira Kurosawa. He is known for many classic films such as Seven Samurai, Rashomon, Hidden Fortress, which inspired parts of George Lucas's Star Wars series. Denzel Curry takes on this moniker, which also ties the singles to the single's Japan-inspired cover art, music video, overall aesthetic. And then he says, directed, written, and starred by the one and only Zeltron. So Zeltron is one of Denzel's nicknames. Okay, cool. All right. Whet my appetite a little bit there for Denzel Curry. All right, normally on these mixtape videos, we try to keep it at 10 songs, but we do have 11 on this one. This is Chum from Earl Sweatshirt in the album Doris from 2012. And this one comes into us courtesy of Die Raider. Let's check it out.
Something sinister to it. The pendulum swinging slow, a degenerate moving through the city with criminal stealth. Welcome to enemy turf, harder than immigrants work. Golf is distant in my shirt. Get up off the pavement.
That's Tyler the Creator's brand, right?
Psyche. It's probably been 12 years since my father left me fatherless. And I just used to say I hate him in dishonest jest. When honestly I miss this nigga like when I was 6. And every time I got the chance to say it, I would swallow it. 16, wow. I'm hollowing tolerant, skip shots to storm that whole bottle. I show you a role model. Drunk pissy pissing on somebody front lawn, trying to figure out how and when the fuck I miss moderate. Mama often was offering peace offerings.
That's a great line.
Wheeze cough, scoffing, and he's off again. Searching for a big brother, Tyler was that. And plus he like how I rap. The blunt and mice the trap. Too black for the white kids and too white for the blacks. From on the road to cracking locks up off them bicycle racks. I'm indecisive, I'm scatterbrained, and I'm frightened. There's 7 and in them eyes where he hiding all them icicles at. Sinister to it. The pendulum swinging slow, a degenerate moving through the city with criminal stealth. Welcome to enemy turf, harder than immigrants work. Golf is distant in my shirt. Get up off the pavement, brush the dirt up off my psyche. Time lapse, bars, rotten hearts, bottomless pit. Was mobbing deep as 96 Havoc and Prodigy did. We with a potty mouth posse, crashed the party and dipped with all belongings to toss them out to the audience. Nothing was fucking awesome, trying to make it from the bottom it is. Feeling as hard as Vince Carter's knee cartilage is. Supreme garment and weed gardeners garnish and splits with Keith particles and entering apartments with zine article tolerance for boundaries. I know you happy now, craving in these complex fuck niggas that track me down just to be the guys that did it. Like, I like attention, not the type where niggas trying to get a raise at my expense. I'm supposed to be grateful, right? Like, thanks so
I like
much.
these conversational type raps.
Ties between my mom and Don strained and tightened even more than they were.
He's saying so much, you know?
Back a week and I already feel like calling it quits. Something sinister to it. The pendulum swinging slow, a degenerate moving through the city with criminal stealth. Welcome to enemy turf, harder than immigrants work. Golf is distant in my shirt. Get up off the pavement, brush the dirt up off my psyche.
And he sounds like a really intelligent person. What? We're going, we don't need roads. Man, you guys put me on to the good stuff. So cool, man. Yeah, like I was saying, he was saying so much in there, and obviously these songs that are kind of like telling a story, I really love that type of delivery. Curious here, because he mentions Goff, which I think is Tyler, the Creator's brand. He mentions Tyler in here as well, so I'm interested to find out their relation. And yeah, man, I really enjoyed that, so interested in that album for sure. So in Chum, Earl discusses his fatherless life, what his life has become since coming back from boarding school in Samoa. Jeez. The song title itself means a close friend, which could point to Earl's longtime friend Tyler, the Creator, which he name drops in the first verse. Okay, so there's friends. Song title might also be a reference to the Tyler Craven complex fiasco. Craven gave many interviews about the school in Samoa where he and Earl were sent, under the guise that they were friends in order to get his 15 minutes of fame. Earl addresses his frustration with this in the second verse. The outro riff is played by Chad Hugo of the Neptunes. Never listened to the Neptunes, but I have heard the name. So I guess he's saying that like somebody dropped the idea that they went to school together to somehow kind of attach him to their name. Attach them to his name. This commenter says, it's probably been 12 years since my father left me fatherless. Just used to say I hate him in dishonest jest when honestly I miss him when I was like 6. These three lines, represent what most fatherless teens have gone through as a child. They have learned to keep their emotions bottled up inside and can't appropriately display them. They substitute the word hate for anger because don't know what love is, so hate is just a normal term that helps them cope. Yeah, I mean, it was a very interesting and introspective line, right? Because there is that side there probably is a bit of hate in there, but it's that thing within us that longs for the connection to who should be two of the most important people in our life, our mother and our father. And unfortunately, so many people, and even me in my own ways, even though my parents are alive and were present through much of my life, everything kind of fell apart in my home when I was a teenager, and it really changed everything. And so a lot of that comes too from this like grieving what you don't have that you wish you would. Wow, it makes me emotional. It's a little close to home. But there's that reality of like, I'm angry, disappointed. You could say the word hate. I try to stay away from saying that, that I hate somebody. But a lot of it comes down to underneath all of that is a grieving for something that you wish you had, but don't. Or if that person is even around, but they're not necessarily the person that you would want to look up to, or that you want your kids to aspire to be like, which I think a lot of a grandfather figure, right? A father figure is meant to be somebody that a son, although they'll have their own giftings and figure out their own way in life, there are traits between love and discipline and your generosity and your work ethic and all these things, the way that you treat your wife, the way that they see you treat their mother, that they go, okay, I'm going to embody a lot of these principles, and the way in which I carry them out is going to look different because I'm my own unique person. And then for their children, so my children's children, they should be able to look at their grandfather and find things in there as well that they're like, man, I want to be like that man. And so even if you don't have that in your parents alive, there's a grief in that as well, right? Because you're like, I want to love you. I want to be around you, but I also don't aspire to be anything like you. And it just creates this really confusing place. So, man, really, really wonderful song. All of these, man, you guys absolutely crushed it. So thank you for everybody that submitted. I hope that you discovered something or rediscovered something in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And again, if you want to take part in our next mixtape, just visit musicallymalnourished.com and scroll down to the mixtape section and you can get your song added and it'll be a good time. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the comments. Thanks for being with me for this one. I hope to see you in the next one because we're eating good.